Island at an old defunct Girl Scout camp. I know that the largest sweet birch tree in Rhode Island is here at this Girl Scout camp, but I don't know exactly where, so we're just gonna wander around until we find it. Let's go. Fall is in swing down here though, so even when we're wandering around looking for the tree, we're probably gonna see some cool stuff. Like I said, this is an old Girl Scout camp. Here is one of the old lodge buildings, it looks like. Plus shed. Lots of yellow up in the treetops right now. Our birch tree should be a kind of bright gold right now, so unfortunately it might be blending in. Check it out, here's a sweet birch. This isn't the one that we're looking for, but just to give you a taste of the future, there's that nice golden color up in the canopy up there. One thing to point out about the tree birch, or the sweet birch, just so that you'll notice it later on, is how the bark kind of cracks like this. Throughout its whole life, the sweet birch bark cracks and a new set of bark is formed underneath it. Maybe you can kind of see that in there. So the big old one that we'll eventually be getting to will probably have gone through this process several times in its life. Check it out, I know the whole preserve is encased in a stone wall like this. This is the perimeter. So as long as we're inside the stone wall, we should be hunting in the right spot. Maple trees.
Careful. You better get on your belly like your mom said.
Hey, we're just walking up on it now, but I'm pretty sure this giant tree right here is the sweet birch. Look at the size of it. Holy cats. Look at that guy. Yeah, there's a sign here and everything, so we found our tree. Look at that. Huge. Remember when I was talking earlier about the grooves in that younger sweet birch? You can see the same thing here, except because the tree is a lot more mature, the grooves in the bark are a lot deeper, a lot thicker. This tree has probably shed its skin several times in its long, long life. Check it out, you could take a nap in the crook between where the trunk is splitting here. So you probably can't quite see just because of how high up the canopy is, but a lot of people say that the sweet birch is the prettiest of all the birches in the fall because of that nice golden color that it gets. So the natural range of this guy is basically the Appalachian Mountains and then sort of the greater area around them, like all the way from Maine and southern Ontario down to like Alabama. You'll find this tree, and it can even grow up to elevations around like 4,000 feet in the Appalachians, so it's a pretty hardy tree. Now, if you're wondering where this tree got its name, it's from one of the many, many uses that this tree's bark and wood and leaves and sap has. For one, and probably the most famous, you can use the sap of this tree just like you can from a sugar maple to make syrup. And apparently if you mix it with honey and ferment it, you'll come up with some birch beer, which I've never seen or tasted before, but would love to try. Among its other uses are the wood, which apparently is very popular in furniture. And I also read that fermenting the sap in addition to yielding birch beer can get you vinegar. But of everything the tree is used for, probably the most famous outside of the maple syrup is wintergreen. You see, back in the day, sweet birches like this one were actually the commercial source for wintergreen for flavoring like medicine and candy and stuff like that. But apparently it was extremely wasteful. I read that you needed about 100 saplings in order to produce just 1 quart of the wintergreen flavoring. But I guess apparently when you scrape the twigs of the sweet birch You can still smell that wintergreen. You smell it?
No.
I don't either.
Oh, I smell it a little.
Got it?
Maybe. Smells a little minty.
Yeah, I think I smell it too. All right, so maybe it's a little hard to find that wintergreen smell, but maybe that's why the process was so wasteful, because you really got to weasel the flavoring out of the tree. But either way, all that flavoring is made synthetically now, so the sweet birches of the world are safe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.